And we are back. I'm the Dad Panther, and you are currently in the Panther's Den. We're talking Marvel's Avengers, and we're going to talk about the leaked information on Spider-Man and Black Panther. Before we get into that, hit the subscribe button, go clickety click, 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 doing comments, likes, hit the notification bell, ring-a-ling-a-ling, all that other good stuff that tells the squirrels to tell the other squirrels inside joke. If you've been here from day one, video one, here we are past video 200. And starting to near that number, 200 subscribers. Awesome to you cool cats that are hitting the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate that. Now, for Marvel's Avengers, Hawkeye week is coming. It's upon us, basically. Now, the interesting thing about it is Hawkeye week is a week before Hawkeye, before a week, right? Wouldn't it be like 2 weeks out? Like we're like 10 or 9 days away from the actual official date. And so what the devs have planned is starting today, they're going to, and obviously after the day, this video it's dated, but they're going to each day play through the campaign. It's interesting. They're going to play it on PlayStation 5, and it's swirling the rumors of us being able to replay the campaign, which would be awesome. It'd be a nice yay to the community. You'll hear an awesome cheer from them. Sprinkled on with the fact that we have the harm room that will be fully customizable, question mark, because we don't have all the answers. We don't know if current gen is going to have a different option than PC and next gen, but we'll find out. We don't know. Sorry about that. We don't know how the XP works for this as well, so that'll be interesting, because someone like me, I like to hang out in there just to farm XP, not really the gear. Obviously that's not a thing, but just if I can do XP, no loading screen, and I can kind of work on a build or something, then, and when I mean work on a build, I mean copy a build from one of the content creators who do an amazing job at that. But the thing that's interesting is they're doing this week early, and I'm curious, do they have anything planned for the week after where Hawkeye comes out? There's nothing right now on the books for that. The event, or at least the conversations, stop on the 12th, which is Friday, their normal stream day. The time is different. So I'm just curious, is there anything else that's going to be given to us down the pipeline? Maybe cloning labs, maybe something that's different with the multiplayer, maybe quality of life things for the inventory, things for skins, pricing. I don't know. It would be awesome with the press that this game has been getting as of late. Now, we did talk about the XP, and like I said, I agree on them making the change. I don't understand their execution on communicating this and the timing of it. And in a previous video, I put out a visual for you seeing the difference of, I guess, the grind, from 2 to 3 hours to 5 or 6 hours, something like that. And I mean, if you play the game, even I'm watching streamers now play the game on characters they haven't messed with. Now I have all my characters at level 50. That was the first thing I do. I might not go get the gear, but I knock out that 50 number. And you're watching them say, hey, look, yeah, it is. It's bing, bing, or like the devs like to say, ding, 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 you're getting. And it's a fast progression. So I agree to the change of it, just not the execution in which they did it. I'm excited for Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye is going to be awesome. Okay. It is going to give the community extra things to do, and more importantly, continue the storyline that this dev team has put together. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about some of the skins that you're seeing in the game. It's a lot. I mean, it just, again, the game has its issues, right? But majority of us still enjoy playing this game. It is okay to have constructive feedback. Okay. So, but you can't argue the fact, the level of detail and some of the stuff that they have with the move animations that have been mocapped, and just the detail to some of these skins. Now I get it, you might not be a fan excuse me, of the Iron Man. I think it was the Ultimate Iron Man one, the one with the eyes. You know the one I'm talking about. I'm not going to show a picture of it. I actually like it. I do. I like it. I don't know if it pulls on the heartstrings of some Johnny Five 1980s movie, but I don't know. I like it. If you look at the pictures from the comics, it's pulled from the comics. A lot of the skins they have, when you look at Kate, you look at Iron Man, Hulk, they're pulling stuff from the comics. Again, we don't know what they're allowed to pull and what they're not from movie and television and things of that nature, I'm not in for that, man. I'm a casual player, and I'm enjoying the game. So I'm you know, it is what it is. But this week is coming up for Hawkeye Week a little sooner. I thought the thing that they're setting up now would be something that you'll see next week. That would be interesting. Now the other thing, before we get into the leak information about Spider-Man and Black Panther, the other thing is, with this on the 18th, the next gen patch, Hawkeye, the harm room upgrade or the customization of it, I am curious, and again, if there's any modes or content coming to this on top of what we just talked about. So again, on the 18th, or let's say you do it the day after, the 19th, you're like, hey, what do I get? You got next gen, you got Hawkeye, you have more story, you have a customizable harm room, you probably have some patches that are going to continue to fix and help the quality of life in the game. But are there any more modes and content? Now understand, some people might feel like, hey, we're getting the customizable harm room. That's, to me, just a game mode. It's going to be fun to play. I will be playing and streaming it on my Twitch channel, but at the end of the day, that is just a mode. It's not content for the game, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments, like, what do you think content is versus a game mode? So content would be redoing the campaign, again, something they're working on. Content would be the cloning lab, super adaptoids, or more villains in the villain sector. That, I guess, that would be if they change difficulties, or I don't know where I was going with this, and I don't want to redo it. I wish I could. I don't have an editing team or editor per se at all. It's just me. I would like to put all my bloopers towards the end of every video, because I just think they're entertaining. I do this off of one take. If I make one mistake, kind of like I just did, losing a train of thought, I normally just start this all over again. Yeah. So anyways, keep it moving. Let's get into the leaks. Recently, on a certain website that I'm not going to name said website, this website had information on playtesters giving out information, which I've used 3 or 4 times the word information, on Black Panther and Spider-Man. Now, normally what I would do is I would go ahead and bring up that image and say, hey, look, here's the image. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's break it down and find out what's in it and what's real, what's not. Let's just conversate. I'm not going to do it because I just don't want to give any light to this, because I don't feel that it's 100% real. It comes from a website that's more or less hit or miss. And from the people I get information from the stuff that's in the patch that's currently, that you're playing right now, it doesn't seem like, one, that they're giving you brand new information that's accurate, and 2, that the information is anything not different than what we've already said. It's already been out that the other function that, you know, Black Panther would have is using the spear, you know, and the fact that his energy management, he has double jump, you know, he's got bursts of energy, his suit responds, he's got daggers for projectiles. Like, there's certain stuff that we have information on for Black Panther in a way. Whether it's the concept art, I think it's only 1 picture, but there's not enough information for me to go ahead and present to you. So if you're seeing this information for Black Panther and you're seeing all the file names of that's been there. There's nothing special that's come out. We don't have any information. There's even a trailer or some type of visual that's inside the game for Black Panther, and maybe once we beat the storyline with Hawkeye, that gets revealed. I don't know, but I just wanted to be completely open with the fact of the reason why I didn't post it is because I don't think it's reliable. The playtesting with Spider-Man, same thing. They already came out with the emotes. Okay, that's already in the game. So there's 4 of them in there. And the person who says in one of the posts, well, he did this one emo where something with a cell phone, it's the same thing that was already posted a week ago from the stuff that was already data mined. So as for anybody playtesting, like, hey, why wouldn't they have a phone, and how come they can't take a picture? There's legal stuff into it. So if you want to legally get in bed with that, then more power to you. Now, from the playtesting I've done, a lot of times they're watching the same screen as you, even though you're in the comfort of your own home. You have a webcam set up. They're watching your facial reactions to see if you enjoy things. It's also because they could be watching to make sure you don't have a phone. Some of the playtesting I've done, and that's conversating with other people who do playtest, they're playtesting a different part of that build. So if I had a conversation with the person, let's just say I did, but I didn't. If I had, hypothetically, allegedly, had a conversation with another playtester, then it would be like, hey, so you playtested Spider-Man, right? I'm like, no. Who'd you playtest? She-Hulk. Oh, for real? Yeah, how was that? It was cool. I can't say anything about it. Yeah, I can't say anything about mine. That's sometimes the builds are broken up where it's different. Now, I don't know how the playtesting. I think the more interesting thing with the Spider-Man thing is that they've already added more branches and more interactive things that you can climb or grab onto in the missions, probably prepping for Spider-Man. We've already talked about the fact that we think that Spider-Man possibly is going to be, it's almost like it's a different DLC. All the devs are working on making sure this game is stable, which they have since launch, and getting all hands on deck for Spider-Man to look and play the way it needs to, because you had 2 Spider-Man games that just home runs. Everybody enjoyed them. For the fact that even the Miles game, and people talk about how it's not a full game, you can beat it in so many hours. That game is still a #1 seller, I believe, in the UK right now. So they can't mess this up when on movies and in video games, Spider-Man is an OP character, well received. So they might have all hands on deck to put this out, which is throwing off the flow, especially with the pandemic or whatnot, throwing off the flow for the rest of the design of this game. So to be like, hey, playtester leaked some stuff, I don't know. Are they playtesting? Yeah. What are they playtesting? I don't know. I don't know if anybody's willing to take that chance, because I know people who are playtesting and they're not saying anything. You know, so I don't know. I mean, if anything, it makes me think. I'm making this a podcast at this point. It makes me think, what if they just were, okay, again, it goes with the conversation for WandaVision. If communication is the problem, then communication is the solution. If they communicated with us and say, look, we're playtesting Spider-Man in March. We're trying to do it because we want a release of him in June. Whatever, I'm just making up stuff. The community, I think, receives that well. They're like, man, I want to playtest for that. And they say, hey, look, this is what we're playtesting. Here's the requirements. This is why. Like for me, and I'm not bitter. Okay, not a couple of haters. But I did the playtesting application, and I think the reason why I didn't get in, because my internet is amazing, and the rig I'm playing on is amazing. I don't have a room that's closed with a closed door. I'm near a window because it's a really good window. I don't have anybody peeking through my window watching me play games or do whatever else I'm doing. I don't know. Now, some people might have got in and it had nothing to do with that. Like maybe somebody right now in the comments, you're like, hey, listen, I got in and I don't have a door, and there's 15 people living in my house with a window right next to me, and they let me in. Okay, fine. Then there goes that argument, because obviously there's a lot of people that jump in, so there's a chance that, you know, you just didn't get in. But if they would communicate, I put like 6 C's in there, but if they communicate, hey, listen, this is what we're looking for playtesting. This is what playtesting is. Here's the app. Here's the application. Go ahead, do it. Knock yourself out. Good luck. But if they communicate, hey, look, we're like I said before, not a roadmap, but the phases in which they believe content's going to come out, modes are going to come out, characters are going to come out, and be like, hey, listen, here you go. This is what you get. This is what you get. This is what the plan is. We're going to be playtesting from this to this to release this. Like the Division. The Division used to do playtesting, right? And if you have PC, and understand that majority of the playtesting in the future, if they open it up, is always going to be PC for the most part. It depends on what behind the scenes, but a lot of times PC is easier because you don't have to jump through the hoops of certification stuff like you do with Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. So Division would play test something, and you can stream it. You can completely stream it. You can make videos on it. You can talk about it. There's no paperwork to sign. You're playing on a set server build that's special from everything else everyone else is playing. People are watching you. You're trying out new gear, new guns, new game modes, but the storyline is blocked. So you can't see anything from the story. It doesn't spoil your I guess your experience dealing with the story. And they tell you, hey, look, we're going to be testing out gear for week 1. And then week 2, we're doing this. And week 3, we're doing this. And by week 3 or 4, they're telling you the percentages that they've adjusted certain pieces of gear and cooldowns on this and this. And then on the fourth one for the most part, it's already done. They're just seeing what the enjoyment is. And then it goes offline for what, a week or 2? And then that becomes the new update, the new patch. Then the devs talk about said patch and break down all the parts of it. I'm just saying, give it a try. Give it a try. But in closing, I don't personally, I could be wrong. It happens. I just feel like the leak isn't significant because I just don't think it's real. I don't think it's a real leak. I think it's information that was already said. You're adding a few extra words on it to make it seem like it's your late breaking news. Put your name on it, you know? That's really it. Again, we're getting ready for a Hawkeye week or weeks because it looks like it's going to be 2 weeks of hype. I'm excited about it. I'm tired right now, getting ready to head out to work, but I don't want that to take away from the excitement that I'm feeling inside. One thing I'm feeling love. You guys could have been anywhere in the world and you're here, and I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, yeah, that's right. Kalika